quick. Like and subscribe if you want good luck for the next 5 years.
Oh, it's such an innovative strat. No way, of course. It is Clix, Commandment, and Bizzle. Big brain Bizzle. I'm sure he came up with that one.
This is why we love Fortnite. This is why he is the innovator. Quite honestly, always coming up with something fresh. They have 8 eliminations, Shio. I just glanced down, unknown already. Definitely gonna be a super close one. We had the top 4 teams all alive in the final game right there. I don't think we could have asked for a better opportunity, quite honestly, to see the best of the best all collide and kind of toss it up in the air to see who's gonna take the victory. I think it really is.
Hey, Fortnite Moments fans! Want more V-Buck giveaways? Make sure to use code BEAST in the item shop. And we'll continue to give out redemption codes just like this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss out.
But either way, the final game is ready, ladies and gentlemen. The Intel Nook Elite Cup. Monster D-Face, Shio Wager here to deliver the action.
And this is absolute hype. One of the first 8-game competitions we've seen in such a long time. These players are playing on overtime. We are there past the bell. It is the last game, and still uncontested at the authority as Chap, AV, and Edgy land in. 72 players in total, so I'm not sure who did or did not make it. My math might be off here or there. I think every trio is actually in. We're just missing one overall who's not playing the tournament any longer. Zayt, though, is once again uncontested at Caddy. Everyone, all the pieces are in the proper places. It's all about how they move from here on out.
That's right. Things are still looking good here over in the Caddy's corner right now for the crew. You can see these Marauders playing into their benefit. Coming into those mid games, they had 0 elims, but they were not anywhere near the Storm Surge threshold as far as having an issue with it goes. And here's your first place team, Shio, man. We haven't seen their early game at all. It's been at Rickety Rig.
Hey, don't let Rickety Rig kind of, I don't know, confuse you guys to show you that this is also what the old Slurpy Swamp basically was before. And that's the spot where the most aggressive trios have landed in the past, have popped off from before as well. I'm just really happy to see Creo specifically be able to thrive in trios, landing at a spot and controlling it, because drop spots were his biggest kind of, I don't know, hurdle to overcome. I believe the last time when he was playing with High Sky and Commandment, unless I'm flipping off names or flipping up names, they had the block uncontested at some points, but never got to hold it down in tournaments. Now finally we see the prowess of these 3 individuals just completely dominate on everyone else.
That's what happens even at the highest caliber competition. Anything can happen.
Yeah. I mean, the worst thing, though, when you're landing Misty and you have a teammate down, looting that bottom bridge chest just means that you probably lost a fight really bad. I never see people loot that chest that fast or get to that position unless they're losing the overall fight at Misty. So I think Macwood knows the position that him and Zexro are in. They will try to plan out and get their last teammate up. Clix, Commandment, Bizzle once again have had one of the biggest POIs on the map, although not mythic, uncontested. Meanwhile, the plan of action has been drawn out, blueprinted, and while Macwood tries to go in, a sudden breeze kind of shifts the papers on the desk and tags him down, getting a little bit of his shield off. He has quite a bit, though, to kind of pump back up, but only once with that Slurpfish and those chug splashes. A great charge shotgun, although it can hit hard, might require too much prep to load up. And while him and Zexro get split, they're going to have to win their individual 1v1s or see if they're out of the competition. No, the reboot ban is there. Zexro's getting calced up.
That's actually crazy that they managed to pull that off, all thanks to that 3rd team that walked in from the backside there. Now all of a sudden, Calculator's back in the game. Remember, this is the last game, so even if things don't go in their favor, at the very least, they can save face by having a good game throughout the course of the comp here. Talking about that, I see Cease catch another response to air. They've been going at it back-to-back, game after game. Furious Paper and Chaotic, who missed the previous game, unfortunately missed the queue, are now back in it here. They were at 39 points coming into the competition. Someone in the middle having a relatively okay day. And look at all of a sudden, there's just so much action here at Misty, which we have not seen before, let alone this early game like this.
Remember all inning, right, Monster? Like right now, every team has to get these early game elims. They're tired of playing that normal game. They're trying to just get their games accelerated and started immediately. I mean, I would see Mac, Zex, and Calc actually back off of reboots and Craggy all the time when they got them early to rotate. This time, though, with Zone on their side, they're pushing straight back in for revenge as Mirev gets dropped down from his heal box, and Zexro's there, has the edits, kind of an Architect Cup vibe as he already controls these walls. Gets another, and will he actually edit onto these individuals with his charged shotgun? No. He'll stay back slightly, let his teammates now catch up to his speed. And while this is all going on, there's multiple teams who are just trying to get tabs of the situation, trying to make sure they don't lose a member.
That's right. You can see the third party is Paper, who's off by that launch pad, waiting to see what he can do for the squad. Here it is. He's going to jump right in. The quick wall take, and all of a sudden now they catch a nice little collapse here on Today. He gets taken out. Shumi's going to back up here, forces the RPG, and it doesn't matter. It's going to open up the build just enough for Zexro, who takes the 50-50. He's got the charge shotgun, misses the kind of load up in the build up here, but it's ready now, and there he finds the big shot. You walk into it when it's fully hissing like that, you're probably going to get punished for it, and that's the 130, even from a green pump at that distance. Well played.
And all three teammates stay alive. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about the clutch trio that makes the most impossible happen. Hopefully they can rise all the way up, hit top 10 as that's feasible. A win, though, will have to be an absolute miracle for these guys.
Is kind of how it's happening. All of a sudden now they have 2 eliminations. And they're back in the game here. It's looking super dicey at the start when they all had to split up and lost count, but successful save. Now they're in the game, in the running here. But all right, looks like things are just getting cooking here. We have seemed to have found someone wandering off in the community. I think we have a wild Ronaldo here on the call. Ron, can you hear me?
Wow. Monster D-Face, you're looking at the trio that did come first in the FNCS Season 10. Obviously picking up 3 eliminations, taking out the enemies. All spawn, didn't have a chance, throwing chunk splashes.
All right, well, hey, Ronaldo, I know you want to get to it, and we love you. I think we want to save you for the post game, you know, get you on here and really get your professional breakdowns on the plays of the match here for the Intel Nook. But before that, how have you been enjoying the show? How was your stream?
Wow. Monster, thank you for talking about this. My stream was absolutely fantastic, running tons of ads. Speaking of ads, thank you Intel for helping, obviously, this tournament out. Now, my streams were good, but I think it's just getting better, realizing that I can watch the official practice server break down what's going on.
I love it. Ron, thank you so very much. We're going to hear from you soon, though, especially after this game concludes. We're going to get you jump right back in. We want your professional breakdown, so watch the show and deliver that good closeout for us later. Okay, brother?
All right, I'll see you on the battle bus.
All right. And
Oh, my voice sounded really different there for a second, Monster. I don't know what happened. I hope that doesn't happen post-game for an analysis or anything. We'll see what happens, though. Huge shout-outs to Ron. Exactly what he's been doing with his brand. At the same time right now, Tfue Clix and Commandment's brand run for this game. Game 8 might be over. Tfue has a launch pad out. You don't usually see this before, or I don't. Kind of crazy.
Yo, can I just give a shout out to Ron, who really held it down? Love professional Ron, guys. He's got so much potential. That's a star in the making right there for sure. Getting back into the action though here. Things are going down. And, you know, you never know what to expect. This is why you guys need to follow and tune in with the practice server. We're always trying to do the best stuff here. Bring the community together. That's love right there. As, oh my gosh, we talk about giving out love. Zexro gets hit with one in the face right there. It's going to hurt. It's going to be the 1 elim from Zexro. Now he is out of the running. Calc is left to run. And oh, he gets tagged up here. No more material for him having to bounce back in, Shayo. This is kind of rough.
This is just like rose-colored glasses after the fact that they got that big revive onto Calc, or the reboot onto Calc. Now it's just going to be these guys overstaying their welcome, thinking that everything looks good when in fact it's absolutely disastrous. Calc now taken out for the second time, just like Bizzle. Another big IGL. Macwood starts to move over towards the other side as a solo on the south side of the map. Towards the trio, you do not want to interrupt the looting path.
Oh my gosh.
This is scary.
He just b-hopped right past him as well. Barely gets out of here. Macwood, unfortunately, was the victim of the W key fest that just happened over down in the Misty, man. He barely gets away alive here. Look at the lobby. Finally, these pros have had enough. They had a good competition so far. The action is on. These guys are here for the fights, and Macwood's got to take this one because Unknown and Crew does not want to let it go for free. Mikey's going to find the big shot. Macro falls into the zone here, back into the water. Counts up the prostitute. Yes, he's gonna find him. Good angle here from unknown. Closes out on Macwood. Here, the zone's actually, this is kind of interesting. It's landing over by Caddy Corner. So Saf and his crew managed to obviously take good care of the Marauders, etc. that spawn here. So they're not too stressed for Storm Surge tags, especially considering that this lobby is so thin here. So for them to just be hiding out, they're really playing for first place right now. They're trying to keep a super low profile and walk away with the competition here. Ace trying to figure out why this thing is glowing right now. Okay, his teammate was underneath it. And they're kind of vibing right now as everyone is, I think, through with pushing players. And the dust is starting to settle here. It's another big mountain push. And so far today, we've seen a fair amount of land kind of end games. A lot more than I expected, especially considering how much of the zone or the game itself, the map right now is underwater, flooded.
Yeah, and I mean, as we're kind of slowing down into dead air, just watching these trios side by side, we can kind of notice specifically the loadouts. I mean, the positions is always something that we want to tune into when there's action. But before that, let's see what leads up to that action. Right now, Collazo has the chance for a triple nade, but an RPG for endgame as well, a launchpad, harpoon. So we're looking at a trio that can definitely take height or operate at second height. While they hit this nade up, just pay attention to those loadouts when we switch over from trio to trio. There is a lot to talk about. The question right now is, will these guys even throw these nades? Is it a good idea? If they do, it's on Mega Assault. And at the same time, that'll be free eliminations to pick up for Saf and Stretch.
They have a crazy amount of launch pads as well. But here's Collazo, Tabs, and Grandma. We know that they were up there, standing strong amongst the competition here. One of the only teams, again, from the Opens Falls, guys. They played all the way through the Opens this week, popped off, had a phenomenal finals day, bringing it all into the grand finals, really riding the wave here. Here's Assault giving a little take the L to the team on height right now. You gotta appreciate it. Trying to tease.
They don't know.
Collazo over there. Yeah, they don't know. It's a very scary one to peek.
I mean, if they start to emote a bit too much, Collazo might just move over enough for some nades to drop down, but Assault will see them coming. Now, we talk about Assault's loadout right now. He does not have the power weapons in terms of the Harpoon or RPG, but he has enough dynamic healing to be able to move both in and out of zone, pop those Slurpfish, but at the same time take launch pads and then heal up with the bigs. Right now, those nades finally come through. Assault, one emote too many as Mega gets a lot of damage done over to his shield pool. Stretch and Saf might be keen to move up on this. All these fresh builds kind of basing up, but no, their defense is strong to get the hold off. Collazo, Grandma, and Tabs get to get a little bit of free Storm Surge.
Indeed. We'll see if it ends up playing into their favor. Here's the zone again, favoring right on top of Caddy's corner. This is where everything is collapsing. This is where all the players were already kind of huddled up on top of. Now you can see as things get closer and closer, it's going to resemble more of those intense end games that we've seen up until this point here. Look at Kanata, Bucky, and Creo probably finding a frag down there, hence the huge catacomb that they got working for themselves right now. Remember, they are in first place off of sheer elims and just consistency overall. Honestly, being one of the more scary teams that came up out of nowhere, really hitting the radar today. Someone to look out for right now. Got to figure it out, though. Who's the player bringing it all together? Is it Bucky? Is it Kanata? Is it Creo? Who is the player?
I mean, let's do it how the players do, right? Right now, everyone's looking for information. We got a lot from that aerial view. Right now, we have two heights. We have Collazo and his trio versus Assault and his. They're controlling everything, but looking at the way the map is, Collazo, Grandma, and Tabs have a little bit more information on how the zone is moving. Assault, Dubs, and Mega have just been paying attention to Collazo this entire time. They haven't got much in terms of information. And in terms of that word information, Zayt, Saf, and Stretch have a huge split on low ground on this entire mountain. Zayt has been taking into account into what's going on at the south side. Stretch is looking east, while Saf looks west, so they have an entire kind of blueprint set out for how to rotate no matter what happens. And then you mentioned it too, Monster. Bucky, Creo, Kanata, these guys are in the biggest low ground base. They have the most real estate, and I think the zone actually pulled over to where they are.
It did. It just went down that mountain, so I think they have a little bit of a short rotate for them. And now teams that are going to have a problem is these ones on the back half of the mountain if the high ground team decides to hold them out. We already saw Assault handing the L out to the lobby. Let's see if he can dish out some L's to the players back here who have to do some late rotates because they do have a launch pad and a lot going in their favor. Those of you guys that are curious about how the client works here, there is one launch pad in the inventory sometimes. Just a little bit of a visual hiccup. Nothing to be alarmed about. So you can see Collazo here. Yep.
They just flew out. One shockwave launcher, no launch pad needed, no damage taken. They are at the next zone. A lot of other trios, though, Monster need to make their way across.
Indeed here. Collazo, Tabs, Grandma looking to set up the launch pad possibly soon. I don't see them. Well, maybe they can go on ground. That'd be kind of interesting as everyone's in the air. It would be a good time to ground rotate. Yes, Collazo's going to make the call for it. We spoke about Collazo being the anomaly in the crew. One of the few controller players that not only IGLs but leads tarps for his team. Which is kind of interesting. You think that it'd be the other way around, but no. He takes the lead for his squad here, and it's a really great rotate. I mean, it was beautifully executed. Noticing the opportunity there to kind of play its part. He's gonna get punished though. Tack through the builds right now. It's all right. Placement already being given out to the lobby, guys. 14 teams remaining right now. Zate, Stretch, and Sap here down in the low ground managed to get a piece of that placement now. Acorn's gonna get drops Grandma there in the feed, and now all of a sudden that team with Collazo and crew not looking too good. Already losing a teammate. Haven't seen a convert though just yet.
Yeah, they're just playing their plan. They've kind of known exactly where to be and what to do next, no matter what zone is there. These guys, we use the words positional mastermind a lot, but with a shockwave launcher, you have so many more avenues and opportunities to kind of follow. And they're going to be going once again for a huge jump, I think, but it'll be past a gigantic mountain. No one said they're rotating on foot, just like Collazo did, as they know everyone else is planning up top. They get a free pass.
Is right. They do get to cut across here, but notice not taking it too lightly here, trying to get a little bit more of that land, trying to get up above where they can right now. We'll see if that ends up backfiring, though. It doesn't look like they have too much math here. No, they're actually... The Storm Surge is going to trigger, so it doesn't matter how you kind of chop it up. Once you get the best of the best in the final moments, this 30-plus zone always tends to trigger. Here goes the launch pad up and over Old Man's Mountain now.Ey're going to be able to cut across and lands. Although I thought for a second he was going to land inside Collazo's box, but no, he's going to play it safe. He's going to go to the ultimate low. It's going to be his new home right now. He finds a player behind it. The double edge comes out and Edgy falls. That's a huge elim for them right now.
Once again, a loss of authority as Anarchy takes over. Edgy is down. Chap and AV now are going to be at a major disadvantage. Zay is going to be moving in on the backside of the tarp, something we don't usually actually see. So we'll see exactly how he can perform at the back, being the ultimate eliminator basically for this team. Looking for angles left and right. This is really a pressurizing situation. Remember, this guy is in top 3 right now, looking to just overtake the first place by a matter of just 5 points. Zate actually moves all the way across. A final box made, just 6 mats left. Here's Bucky. I believe these guys are all the way in first place, looking to just hold out the throne at 107 points, or 2 points before this game started. Mini's now popped up. His teammates are all still alive. The highest eliminating squad looking to get more.
Not only that, I saw an Ice and Dijon still in the game as well. Bucky underneath this. He needs to get out of here. Yes, he is going to exit. We have the teams. 3 out of 4 top 4 teams right now are in the game right here. This means that the competition can go either which way. Whoever falls first, whoever can pull the victory royale is probably going to walk away here. Zate's going to fall to Taki in the feed, and Dax are still finding frags as Creo finds Stretch. Another big elim right there. So they're out of the running. And now all of a sudden, this is your first place team. Still in the game right now, but it's anyone's game who can walk away with the victory here.
Looking for those top 4 because they are all in contention of each other, but we don't know where they are right now. Bucky's in the box, right here. Huge spray, gets one. This is a skin that I recognize. These guys are looking for defense. Tabs will take out Bucky, and they're looking to go all the way up top, all the way down from 40th or that 20th place slot, farther and farther higher on the leaderboard. Creo, though, is looking in this top 7 trio scenario for some shots, for a box up, finds it. Is the charge shotgun enough? No, switches over to the SMG. The beam is there, but doesn't connect on the back half. It's not possible. He'll get to not only continue his run, but not get an elimination for the rest of the time.
Lucky for him, his team is still here. Look, Bugha's on height. We talk about squads that can take this entire tournament. It's literally coming down to who can get the victory royale with the elims to back it up. Bugha's going to need more. He's going to need everything, honestly, and there's so many players in the low ground. Creo still holding it down, holding his own. You see the frags coming in, and the big charge shot to the face. He takes out another player. It's Casker through the open track. Bye-bye to him. And Creo clutching up, playing for first place right now. Only 3 remaining in the game as Bugha's pressuring from up above. And here it is. He breaks into top 2. The final shots, and that's it. That's your final game. Who will take the victory? I don't know, because the win goes to Bugha, Avery, and Jamper.
I mean, another top 4 trio, but they didn't have many eliminations. Maybe Kanata, Creo, Bucky had enough. Maybe Zayt, Staff, and Stretch, although taken out early in that end game, did enough early on as well. It could be anyone's game. You said it, Monster.
This is definitely going to be a super close one. We had the top 4 teams all alive in the final game right there. I don't think we could have asked for a better opportunity, quite honestly, to see the best of the best all collide and kind of toss it up in the air to see who's going to take the victory. I think it really is going to be super close. It might just come down to victories or to the elims, which we know, again, Creo, Bucky, and Kanata were leading by far, pulling off multiple double-digit big games.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally a 4-way tie for me right now, even though there's a small point differential. I think Bugha has a huge boost, though, just because these guys came first, had that big influx of placement points. Placement's also something that's being rewarded with those PCs you were mentioning, Monster, heavily. So we'll see the different prizes these guys can all get. I mean, being in the top 4 and winning the last game, that is huge.
That is a question that I have for production. Will we actually know as well, just FYI, who...